Hey everybody, the CoronaDiaries coming back at you from the home office with my coworker, Scout Bear William Sackett. Say hi everybody. He's like, no, I just want to go outside and play. All right. Okay, hey everybody, back again this week with another edition of the CoronaDiaries. This time, not in the home office, or not in the real office. I'm in the home office, and just wanted to talk about a few things. One was a post that I wrote and some comments coming in regarding the whole internship thing right now. So, clearly, if you're out there and you hire internships, you've been hearing about it. Most of the internship programs have been canceled. I mean, there's still some out there, but the vast majority have been shut down for 2020. And it causes a real problem, not just with those undergrads who need internship experience, but also for all of those like graduates that are graduating right now, like my son Cameron, who's graduating from U of M. So if you're hiring a marketing person, hit me up. I got a great one. Anyways, my thing, and this happened like from 2008 to about 2010 during the Great Recession, is there was this issue that happened where people were saying, oh, you can kind of come do this free internship. And there's all kinds of professions that do, I would say, kind of quote unquote free internships, practicums right now. Like my undergrad was in education and you had to go do student teaching. You had to pay tuition, but you also had to go work for free. And that was part of your experience. The medical profession does a ton of this. So whether you're PT, nursing, doctors, you do a ton of that where you're paying to go to school, but you're also having to work to get that experience to gain and go. And so many other aspects of what we do, whether that's finance, sales, business type things, you have these marketing, you have paid internships, but in bad times, organizations usually cut that stuff first. Now, we could argue for forever in terms of that, if that's good or bad and if you should really do that or not. The reality is it just happens, right? There's a business desire to say, hey, we need to stay in business. We got to cut expenses. That's viewed as an expense, not necessarily a value add, because you're putting so much more into those interns than you're going to get out. Now, if it's certain kinds of interns like a CPA or a lawyer or IT professionals at certain levels, you might go, hey, we're going to pay a ton of money to get these kinds of people in anyway, so there is a value add there. But for the vast majority of internships, they're getting cut. So the question is, what can we do? How do we get these kids this experience that they need to build their resume? And so you start talking about free, quote unquote, free internships, right? Unpaid internships. And so many people will go, no, if you work 1 hour, you should be paid for 1 hour. And what, do we live in a modern world or not? But it's just not, those kinds of statements aren't built in reality when you have organizations that just refuse to do it. So my thing is if I'm a student, right? Like, so if I'm going to school right now and somebody says, hey, we were going to hire you as an intern this summer, can't do it, we just don't have the money. I'm saying, hey, would you mind? Could I still work with that hiring manager? Could I still work with you guys? Could I volunteer 12 hours, 20 hours, 40 hours if I can do it, financially? If I can't and I have to work a job, maybe there's only a 1 day a week window or 8 hours on a Saturday or whatever, just something to work on a project so that I can get experience, so I can get the connection with the company, so I can put that experience on my resume and also have a reference of somebody that I've been working with. It's too important not to have these discussions and say, how are we going to do this? Now, can I force somebody to work unpaid? No, I don't want that. What I want is us to be a little bit more open to having the conversation around, we need to be able to provide some kind of experience, project-based, whatever that might be, to these kids. That's not going to cost us money. It might cost us resources and time in terms of our investment. And so I almost look at it more as almost like a mentorship, right? If I'm a hiring manager and I'm in marketing, I'm a CMO, and I'm like, look, I don't have money for interns, but I have a couple of kids who are willing to put in 10, 20 hours a week for a period of time. Maybe it's 2 months, maybe it's 3 months, whatever that might be. I'm going to find projects that our company needs, right? That are valuable for the company, also valuable for them to work on. And I'm gonna work with them on this, right? And we're gonna provide some stuff, and I'm gonna give them all the feedback and everything that they need to have something that's very valuable for the resume. So just don't discount unpaid internships right now or experiences. Call it whatever you want. But I think we have to figure out, how do we deliver this thing, these kinds of things to these undergrads and to these new grads coming out. Because if you're a 2020 grad that just graduated, it looks so bleak for you, and you want to be able to do something in your profession. You just graduated, you just put in all this time. We have to be able to deliver those experiences as HR and TA leaders, as organizational leaders. We have to be able to be willing to do this. Would I love to pay them? Of course I want to pay them. I want to pay them every dime I have that makes sense, right? The reality is so many of us just don't have that extra money right now to do that. So we have to be able to do it. So think about it, right? Keep safe. Hope you guys are doing well. I will see you next week. Have a great week.